And not only the focus of his attack, but the timing of his attack may reveal the timing that God wants to do something very great. There are certain times when it was obvious in my life and in the ministry when the enemy was just going crazy. It was linked to something great that God was going to do. One of those times was when I was asked to go on our first kind of prophetic mission to the nations, to India. And the moment I said yes, all hell broke loose. That very weekend. And it never let up. It was craziness, false reports, the tickets were gone, everything, the plane, the engine started falling apart in flight. I mean, I can tell you so much, everything up until the very end of it. But at the end of it, we saw about 70,000 Indian people pray to receive the Lord. The enemy knew it. You know, just before the first book that I ever wrote came out, I said, pray. That week came Hurricane Irene to Beth Israel, flooded. When another book came out, on the exact day of the release, stroke of midnight, I become paralyzed. Mysterious infection. I'm in the hospital for the week. I've never been in the hospital overnight, but it was the release date of the book. Another book comes out on the day of the release. I get a strange pain in my abdomen. My appendix burst. I'm in the hospital again for about a week. You want to find the only times I've ever stayed overnight in a hospital, look at the release date of the books. Now, I'm not saying it has to happen, and God forbid, all that, but when we were starting Beth Israel, it was like that too. It was like we're trudging against the snow. But God was going to do something great. Don't fear the attack, because God is greater than any attack. And nothing will stop his purposes if you don't stop. If you don't stop. He'll actually use the enemy, not only to not stop it, he'll use the attack to bring about the purposes. That's the double blessing you get by not giving up, by keep going. He's not only going to not let it stop, he's going to actually use it to make it happen. Richard Wurmbrand was a pastor in Romania, communist Romania. He was in prison for his faith for years. He couldn't minister. So the enemy thought, I have this guy. I've stopped him completely. And yet in prison, he used him to minister and get ministered by God, that when he came out, he started a worldwide ministry to all the persecuted believers across the world. The enemy tried to stop, God used it to fulfill. Joseph in Egypt, in exile, at the end, he says to his brothers, listen, you meant this for evil. This was evil. But God meant it for good. The very same thing that the enemy's using, God uses for good. Look at the cross. It's the enemy. If you've ever seen the enemy, it's the enemy crucifying God. On the other hand, it's God overcoming the enemy. Hi, I'm Jonathan Cahn, and I hope you were blessed with the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you're notified every time a new video is posted. Feel free to share your reactions with your comments and how you were blessed, and share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.